Hey, good day, Facebook, YouTube. It's Jeffrey Howells, carpet cleaning, 7609 Southeast Overland Street, Milwaukee, Oregon, 97222. And the number right there on the side of the van, 503-939-0534. And what that is, in SEO terms, as far as Google is concerned, that is known as a NAP, or a name, address, and phone number. So that is very important as far as an identifier for Google to index your information and to get it out there. You don't have to do it. That's why I put this on a lot of my images and pretty much all of my videos. It just helps to for Google search engines and all that to identify it as to my business and put that red pin up on the local map. So that's why I do that. Today we are out in Gresham, Oregon, so we are doing carpet cleaning service, Gresham, Oregon. What I do is I take the one in Gresham, or let me step back a little bit. My business is located in Milwaukee, obviously, because I just stated that it was. So I am super ranked already, organically, pretty much, for Milwaukee, Oregon, just because that's where the business is located. And then all the little suburban areas around the area you can rank for as well by creating, like I have a lot of videos that have to do with Happy Valley, with Clackamas, with Gladstone, with Gresham, with Damascus, with Westland, with all those surrounding areas. So what ends up happening is, if you make a carpet cleaning service Gladstone, a carpet cleaning service Happy Valley, carpet cleaning service Clackamas, etc., 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 you begin, Google starts looking at that as you having more and more of an authoritative figure in those areas. So when it comes to a service and carpet cleaning, the more areas that the term is sort of known as making landing pages. You make specific landing pages for every service area that you're working in. But what this is really doing in terms of videos and pictures and images and all that is that you're basically setting down a grid for your carpet cleaning industry or your business around the city by basically telling Google everywhere that your service providing, or where you are performing services. So when I go out and do a service, I will make a video that is specific to that area. So again, this is carpet cleaning service Gladstone, Oregon. And let's go ahead and go on inside and see what needs to be cleaned up today. As we walk in, this is the one that we've cleaned multiple times before. We got a fairly large, probably 500 square foot front room area, family room. And then we have the hallway, and then we also have 3 adjacent bedrooms as well. And for this bed mattress, usually we just, it's futon mattress, we just kind of roll it up, or not roll it up, but just prop it up against the wall and clean up to as much as we possibly can. But the carpets, as far as debris go, I know they're very, since they're cleaned all the time, they have very little debris accumulation going on. So these carpets, I've been cleaning them since they've installed them, and they still look absolutely brand new, just because we keep all that heavy debris out of the carpeting. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3-phase carpet cleaning approach. Phase 1 being the dry soil removal, phase 2 being the application of our pre-spray and agitation. We will be using a CRB for that, just because I like the CRB, especially when you're working on ground level in a 1-level home. It makes it easy to bring it in and do it, and it does a very good, thorough job of agitation and pulling any lint out of the carpeting, especially if there are animals present in the home at all. And then finally we move on to phase 3, which is a truck mounted steam cleaning to give it a good steam out. So what we do is a very thorough, by the book, sort of IICRC certified carpet cleaning regimen through here to get it as clean, as thoroughly as possible. Alright, we've completed phase 1 with the dry soil removal process. And what that does is that gives a chance to thoroughly examine all the carpet fibers. And as you can see here in front of the couch, undoubtedly the polyester carpeting is starting to take some wear here, regardless of how often. We probably clean here quarterly, maybe every 4 months or so, 3 to 4 months. And the carpeting here has lasted a good few years without any signs of this wear here. But obviously these sort of positions or areas in front of couches, this one probably gets the most because it's directly in front of the TV. It probably gets the most foot traffic right in there. This one probably doesn't get as much, but this is going to happen regardless. So we may beef up our cleaning solution just for this area to give it a good, like, commercial grade cleaning for synthetic sort of carpeting, just to work on that. Because especially when you're dealing with polyester, the nature of polyester is that it wants to hold on to that petroleum stuff. It wants to hold on to those oils and stuff, and it kind of wants to resist water, sort of like water running off a duck's back. I mean, that's the way I kind of look at it in regards to polyester and other carpeting derived from plastics and things like that, is that the water just kind of rolls off and doesn't really penetrate the carpet fibers too much. So that's why you have a wetting agent in a cleaning product. And that's one of the reasons why I like to use products that are designed for both encapsulation and hot water extraction, because they have wetting agent already built into them. So when you're dealing with plastic carpeting, it does a really good job at penetrating the carpets. However, we can only get these as clean as they'll get. This is what, when you talk about damage, it kind of causes scrapes and scratches with grinding of abrasive debris and wear and that sort of thing. Will eventually cause light to be reflected off the carpets in a kind of odd direction, cause the fibers to lay in awkward directions up, from each other. They're not all pointing in the same direction, so you get the illusion of dirt or the shadowing occurring, which has nothing really to do with anything being in the carpet. It has everything to do with the what's the word I'm looking for? The quality, I guess, or the longevity of the carpet has more to do with that than anything else. So we are going to go through, we are going to steam it real well. We're going to get all the dirt out, and we're going to blend that in to the best of our ability. So now we're going to move on to phase 2, which is the application of our pre-spray. We're going to be using a multi-sprayer, and we're going to put it all down, and then we will be agitating using our CRB. Alright, before we get going on the application of our pre-spray, I want to kind of go over what we're going to be using chemistry-wise. We are using our sodium carbonate and peroxide solution. However, we're also adding in a little bit of a grease cutter because there is a pet, so that just helps to break down that grease even more. And that is part of the reason why I like the Vacaway products, is because they're very safe and they're designed to mix and match like a chemistry set. So basically you walk into a cleaning scenario, you observe the area and the kind of things contaminants that might be in the carpeting, and then you pick and choose and build a cleaning solution specifically for that cleaning scenario. So that's what we have done, and that's what we're doing. Again, like I said, we're using the sodium carbonate and peroxide because it thoroughly goes through. It eats up any of the urine that we're able to find in the carpeting. Put that down very good. And then additionally, with the addition of, let's say, a hot knife by Vacaway, it goes through and it helps to break down and emulsify the grease and oils caused either by foods or organic matter such as dog hair, them walking around and kind of laying down, dragging their hindquarters along the carpeting and all that good stuff. It goes through and it just helps to get those grease and oils out of there, especially along here. You can already see that it's already lightened up a little bit. We went ahead and pre-sprayed this beforehand just to allow it some extra dwell time, and then we use the grinding broom over there just to agitate it in there real well. So when you're cleaning, it's not always just procedural boom 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 1 2 3 ABC. You're kind of having to look around and see what is going to be the best cleaning regimen, or so basically you're creating a custom cleaning regimen on every single job. So that's what we did. Is we went through here, we did that first, and now we are going to go ahead and pre-spray the rest of the area while that is dwelling in there with a good heavy grease cutter, sodium carbonate peroxide, and it's just going to dwell in there and sanitize and neutralize and clean all that up. Now with this machine, we are going to be performing agitation upon the pre-spray that we just put down. And what this does is it agitates it into the carpeting and gets it thoroughly in there and breaks loose any dirt and kills any, obliterates any sticky residue that might be in there. This is the way that I prefer to do it because it works very, very, very well, as if you have longer carpet fibers, which we're not really dealing with in here. It will pull out the lint and matted hair that is embedded in the carpeting that vacuuming is not going to remove, and probably steam cleaning is not going to remove any of that hair either. So this machine does a double whammy as far as going through and thoroughly cleaning everything. Again, there are because this is a CRB kind of rotating brush machine, also known as a cylindrical brush machine. There are two, see that blue brush under there? There are actually two of them in there, and they working in tandem, both rotating opposite directions, so it is picking up and lifting all the contaminants out of your carpeting, and then it is throwing them into this collection reservoir here. However, if we were going through trying to get dog hair and all that crazy stuff out of the carpeting, which isn't necessarily in the condition of the carpeting here that we're dealing with, we would do this CRB before the application of our pre-spray, so that we're kind of using it on dry carpeting. Right now the carpeting is moist with the pre-spray solution. So we're going to go down and do part A of the soil suspension process, or I'm sorry, part B of the soil suspension process with agitation. And basically all you got to do with this machine here, they're all the same, all CRBs work this identical. So you push the button, hold on the handle, it engages and begins picking stuff up. And as you can see, I cleaned a rug yesterday, and I got to pick that stuff up. Alright, so that concludes part B of the soil suspension process with the good agitation. As this potential problem area was the only one that we really had, we made sure that we went over in a few different directions just to get the solution in there as much as possible. And as far as debris goes, if we look at the collection tray that we have, there are, move it down there, there are quite a bit of nasties collected in there that we were able to pull up out of the carpeting. Alright, the water temperature is up. We protected floors that need protecting. We put corner guards up where corner guards are needed. And we're ready to get going. And as you saw, the water is up to about 220, 230 right now. It'll continue to rise as we're coming in here. And we'll go ahead and give this place a good steam out.